Hello and welcome to the very last session of iMoot 15. He says rapidly trying to pop his webcam on. Thank you to everybody for coming to this. Oh, there we go. Just click sharing on that. This is going to be an informal one, not at all polished, very last minute. Hopefully my webcam is coming through okay. And I've got the Moodle t-shirt. Yeah, thank you everybody for your participation in this year's iMoot. It's been an absolutely awesome event. We've had people from all over the world presenting and participating. We've had the biggest number of participants that we've ever had. And it has been a fantastic expression of the community that surrounds Moodle. So, running order for this final wrap-up session. In a moment, I'm going to invite Stuart Mellor to talk for a few minutes to announce the winners for a competition. You know that I can't multitask, so if I stop talking, it means that I'm reading a chat. Yeah, I'm not going to reply to some of those comments in there. So Stuart will be talking first, announcing the results of the competition winners. Shane will then be popping in to say a few words of thanks. If you guys want to fire up your webcams, if you want to, you don't have to. I'll come back after that to do iMoots in numbers, which has been a tradition over the years. After that, then I'll invite other people from the iMoot team to say anything if they wish. And then a final wrap up and goodbyes on the webcams. So, Stuart, if you would like to jump in and announce the winners of your competition.
Yeah, thanks, Vinny. Thanks for pulling together this final session. Yeah, thanks, Christina. Turn your microphone on. Yeah, you can tell it's been a long few days. So, first of all, we're a sponsor of the iMoot this year, so we've been more involved, even more involved than we are most years. We've been involved with the iMoot since the beginning, supporting it. It's such a fantastic event. This year, we ran a competition as well for some free courses. So people who attended one of our sessions were able to get a code and enter a free competition to win a course, which is totally online and represents something like $1,000. So we randomly selected 3 winners, and I'm just going to copy and paste their names into the chat here because I think a couple of these people are actually here. So first of all, first winner is Richard, and well done, mate. Yeah. The second winner is Joshua, and the third person was, I'm going to take a stab that that's pronounced Dijo or Dijot. It's probably Dijo. I'm guessing it's somehow slightly French. It's probably not. So congratulations to the 3 of you. We'll obviously be in touch via email and sort you out with your free course. And yeah, look forward to seeing you on the online courses. I just want to say, because I get a minute here or two, the iMoot, I've got to say thank you to the organising committee. I'm part of it this year, but I'm a very small part. I really am a small part. It's the Vinnies and the Wendys in particular, and the Gareths and the Shanes who do all the work, and it's been another fantastic event. And it's been really nice for me to be involved in helping there a little bit. I've got to say, fantastic work by Big Blue Button again. We're a Moodle partner. We work with lots of clients, and over the past few years, we've used lots of different web conferencing solutions. Everything from open meetings to WizIQ to goodness knows what. And I will tell you now that the solution we recommend for all our Moodle clients now is Big Blue Button. And I think you can see why when you look at how this conference is run. So a big thanks to Fred and the team for an outstanding project in terms of Big Blue Button, but also an outstanding contribution to the iMoot. And finally, thank you to all the people within our team that contributed presentations this year. And I've really enjoyed the variety of speakers, different cultures and different countries that we've seen before, different topics as well, which I think's been fascinating. And when extra well done to the people who actually do things live and share their screens. I can't imagine how scary that is sometimes. So well done, everyone. We've really enjoyed being part of this year's conference and certainly look forward to being involved next year as well. So back to Vinny, thanks.
Thank you very much, Stuart. And thank you for donating the prizes for the competition and for your ongoing support for the iMoot. So next up on our order of events for the wrap-up session, I'd like to pass over to Shane Elliott from Pukunui to just say a word or two of thanks to all of the people involved in the iMoot this year.
Hey yo, I think Stuart just did it for me. So that's all good. Yeah, look, let me. Thanks, Julian. Thank goodness there's only one of me. I'm sure Wendy says that too. I don't know which order to do this in. There's quite a few people to thank. So let me do this in the order of probably what makes iMoot happen. So first of all, thank you to everyone for attending who's been here. Obviously, it's pretty pointless to have this conference without any attendees. So really do appreciate everyone who has attended. I realize that obviously there's a lot of other stuff happening in our lives, and it's been great just seeing presentations with, kids in the background and dogs barking and all sorts of things happening. It actually kind of adds to it, I think. It doesn't take away in any way. So really, I do appreciate everyone for attending the iMoot and just, getting involved, making it what it is. So honestly, I think that's what actually makes iMoot. Thanks to our presenters as well. We don't pay presenters, so they're giving up their time. So really appreciate you guys getting involved. I know for a lot of you it was first year presenting, and look, all the ones I attended were great, and it was everyone adding their experiences was awesome, and probably is the best value you can get out of these conferences is actually the networking, just talking to other people and so on. Specifically, do want to thank our 5 keynote speakers. Can't remember all their names, so I won't even start. But thank you to them as well, just for giving up their time and doing some great presentations there. Thank you to our sponsors. Let me say this: iMoot, while we keep the registration fees down, there is still quite a lot of costs actually in terms of our servers and just time of people as well. So thank you to HRD&Z, so Stuart said they sponsored this year, to Act Excellence and to Humanage, hope I said that right, for sponsoring. And Pukunui, we sponsor, obviously, we provide servers and things like that, and staff and so on. And also, a very special thanks, as Stuart said, just want to reiterate this, is just thanking Blindside Networks, who provide Big Blue Button, to Fred and his team, and I think Fred's with us right now, but really do want to thank them. They this is, I think, the third year we've used Big Blue Button, and every year they're actually working on the software, kind of updating it as it goes, as there's new suggestions, and they're great at responding to things too. Probably not so much this year, because it wasn't a need for it, but I know last year Fred was on the phone to people, ringing them around the world, helping them out with problems, with accessing the systems and so on. So they're very responsive. So look, I can't overstate how good their service is. It's been just awesome. So look, if you can use Big Blue Button, talk to Fred and his team, or if you want their details, you can contact us as well. Finally, just a few thanks to those. Well, let me thank the iMoot team. So this is probably the big one. So it takes a lot of work and for a lot of time actually to organize this. So very special thanks to Vinny and Wendy, who have done probably the bulk of the work leading up to iMoot in terms of scheduling and contacting presenters and setting up the site. These two are amazing. They've just done so much work. So really have to thank you two. The rest of the iMoot team, so Gareth, who has just been running crazy, it's like a little hamster on a wheel, making badges and doing all sorts of things behind the scenes. To Stephen Rinke, Stuart Mealor, Teresa Gibbonson, who actually hasn't joined us for the presentations, but was involved in helping set up. And to Anthony, I don't think I've actually talked to you during this iMoot, but I know we've just missed each other. But Anthony's been involved as well, helping out. So thank you to the iMoot team, who have, absolutely awesome, you guys, and for all the discussions you've had leading up to this and planning and ideas and so on. I really appreciate your time. And all of these guys have also moderated as well. They've facilitated sessions. You would have seen them. There's been a few extra people facilitating as well, Pukunui staff. So Meg, thank you for your time. Dom, Jim, who's not in at the moment, and Suzanne. It's a holiday in Perth, so they won't be in the office today. But thank you to all of you guys for facilitating. So that's me done. Let me just say, we don't pay any of these guys for being on the iMoot team. So if you can pay them, that'd be great. But if you can give them some thanks separately or just send them emails just thanking, that'd be awesome. I really do appreciate the efforts. And it kind of bodes well for the future. I think them putting this work in means it will continue on from year to year as well. That we have a successful iMoot this year means we'll probably do it again next year. We will do it again next year. So thank you, everyone. That's me done.
Thank you, Shane. There's not much more for me to add to that, really. Oh, there's a few special thanks that I want to say later. But yeah, thanks to you also, Shane. You haven't had a thanks yet, but because Shane's obviously doing lots of bits and pieces behind the scenes as well. Lots more on the technical side, little bits and pieces, fixing things that break. And all of that sort of thing. So your support is much appreciated as well. Okay, so on to the meat in the sandwich of the wrap-up session, the iMoot by numbers. So without further ado, it's been a tradition over the last few years to just to go through some of the numbers and statistics revolving around the iMoot site, and we have had the highest number of participants ever this year, 249, which is absolutely fabulous. We also this year decided to offer a buy one give one, so participants could pay for somebody else to join, and I won't name people's names, but there were 4 people, and we know who you are, and thank you for that, who kindly offered to pay for other people to attend. So that's fabulous, and we really wanted to try to break down some of the financial barriers, as well as technical technological barriers, so that anybody who wanted to attend the iMoot could attend the iMoot if they wanted to. Yeah, it would have been cool to hit 250, wouldn't it? I should have just made up added an extra random person onto the stats. Yeah, a huge number of participants supporting the iMoot. And as Shane said, it only happens because people attend. If we didn't have if we didn't feel it was worthwhile because of the number of people, then it wouldn't happen. So it only happens because of participants. Number of presenters, 74, which again is probably more than previous years. We had a lot more unique presentations in previous years. We've had lots of presenters doing repeat sessions. We had less of that for various reasons this year. So the knock-on effect of that was there were more unique sessions. So I'd like to thank everybody that presented a session for us. So 114 individual presentation sessions. So that includes some of the doubles up. We've got our MDPs, our most dedicated participants. So this was off the back of Lewis Carr's presentation. He was talking about big data. So I kind of figured at that time that I started poking around in SQL reports and all that kind of thing. I don't really know much about. So pops the ad hoc reports block onto the site and dug out a few. Most of these are the standard MySQL reports that you can get off of Moodle.org. Popped them in. So these are the most dedicated participants. It works out site usage based on this is aggregated site usage based on clicks. So these 4 people have spent at least over 50 hours on the site watching presentations, being actively involved in things. I did when I ran the report. It did also have thanks to the iMoot team. Most of the iMoot team were also had a silly number of days activity on the site, but I took those off. These are just the participants. Well, I'm just going to pause talking and see if I've missed anything in the chat. Okay. System activity, just because I could. So number of Big Blue Button activities installed, 92 forums, 379 labels. Most of these are automatically set up when I restored the template courses to create courses, but a lot of them are things that people have put in. So interestingly, I didn't use any choice activities, so we've got 13 choice activities. Those are ones that people have put in on their presentations. Most of those feedback and the score and the databases are one. So all of these things are things that people have put onto their presentation courses. So go and have a hunt around. There's things to do after the iMoot. Is there life after iMoot? I don't know. There's also, so I don't have to read across to the chat here. There was a couple of SQL reports that I got Shane to write. And I didn't have time to put them into the presentation. So I thought you'd be interested to know the most viewed recordings. So the recordings of the presentations, which ones were viewed the most. And of course, they're going to be slightly skewed towards ones that happened at the start of the iMoot. So the keynote, she used UX methods in her course design. So far, and this can obviously change, that was the most watched recording. closely followed by Martin's How to Win Friends and Influence Moodle. And if you haven't seen that, have a look at the recording. There's some interesting times in the world of Moodle with new things happening. Third was Stuart's Combating Threats to Moodle. Fourth, 5 blocks to enhance your learner experience. And then fifth, 25 marvelous ways to Moodle. So those were the most watched recordings over the last few days. But as I said, that probably is skewed quite a lot towards ones that happened at the start of the iMoot. In terms of live views, the most watched live presentation was Martin's keynote, How to Win Friends and Influence Moodle. Second to that was using design thinking to create Moodle magic. Then the UX methods in course design, and fourth, configurable reports as a learning analytics tool. So I thought I'd just throw that in as a useful bit of information if anybody is trying to work out which sessions to go watch again. Okay, more stats. Forum posts. This was of about half an hour ago. So first column is unique to and the second, sorry, not unique. First, sorry. First column is the number of discussions, and the column is the number of posts. So I'd expect the participant lounge to have the most discussions and posts, but for these are the course presentation course sessions. And as you can see, there's been quite a lot of activity, so do pop in and have. Most badged participants. I was hoping to kind of show you behind here. I might be screen share or something. So far, again, this is Richard. It's got the most badges, 19, followed by Jean-Marc. Gareth made most of the badges, which is a special thank you. It's probably been awarding them to himself as well. But it's a nice opportunity for creating. I only did a small thank you very much, Gareth, for your hard work on the badges, and I think you're one of the active on the discussion forums, and it's that kind of thing. I really get involved as on the discussion forum. Sort of conversation go along between sessions after the iMoot. In total, there were 48. So, for people to, and maybe after we'll award a few that we have. There was a couple of presenters that we haven't quite finished giving their badges to. I'm just going to have a quick look at the chats. Okay, are you getting choppy sound? Is it all okay? Am I talking too quickly? Choppy, better now. Okay, it's probably because I was talking a little bit quickly. I'm sure I'll try and slow down and pause a little bit. If sound is breaking up, please pop a little note into the chat and I'll try and do what I can. Number of courses on the site, 78, so 76 unique presentation courses. Number of countries represented. And if somebody reminds me, I shall pop a direct link to this, because this is an interactive map that I made. We had 38 countries represented at this year's iMoot, with United States and Australia being the most represented. My geography is awful, so don't ask me what some of these countries are, but I'm just about here. So that's awesome. That really just shows the kind of the breadth of diversity that we've got in the iMoot community. It's awesome. It's really, really awesome. Tweets per day. At the start of the Moot, it topped out at 300, which is a considerable amount of activity for one conference. I'll just chip in my thanks to Blue Button. Fred and his team, as you know, are awesome. So if you need that kind of solution, then certainly chat with them. We've got the Cafe Press site, so if you do need an iMoot t-shirt for your dog, then there's the link on the front page, site news, and a couple of other places around the site. So every bit goes to support the iMoots. And that's about it from me. iMoot 15 done. We'll be back next year. So just watch this space for more news. Thank you to everybody that's participated. And about it from me. There's anybody else in the team that would like to take the and chip in and say of anything?
Hi, Vinny, Gareth. Just like to say thanks for everybody, the team, absolutely everybody's attended. You've all been great. It's been really, really good this year. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Gareth. Is there anybody else from the iMoot team or staff that have been involved in the iMoot that would like to take the mic and say a word or two?
I'm just going to quickly pop in. Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hello, Wendy. Okay, I'll mute myself.
No. Well, it's not that early anymore. It's 8:30 in the morning. So I just want to say thank you so much, everyone. It's been a great year getting everything together. And thank you so much for the presenters and organising emails back and forth and swapping around. I had a little bit of iMoot brain this year and was getting my time zones mixed every now and then, but thank you so much for being patient with me. I personally also would really like to thank all of the sponsors, and which you can see on the sponsors page. Vinny will run through them in a minute. But the sponsors have been fantastic, which means that we were able to offer more places as well to people to come in. And we did have quite a few people this year asking to come for free, and it was awesome that they were able to get on board, because obviously across the world $95 is a lot of money for a lot of people. So it was just great that we were able to offer that for people. And I think that just made a huge change and made us really feel that everybody really was welcome. And hopefully next year more people will get involved in that. And that's it from me, and I'm just hoping to see you all back next year, and it'll just go as absolutely as it did this year. Thank you.
I just wanted to add that for me, one of the favorite things that I enjoyed was those few minutes before the presentation began with the presenters, and I just found all of the presenters to be wonderfully well prepared. There were very few issues, but they were sharp and delightful to interact with. So thank you to all of the presenters.
Thank you, Wendy and Anthony. And yeah, just to pick up on what Anthony said, that's one of the lovely things about the iMoot is all these other conversations that you have with people either before or after the presentations or the chats on the forums and that kind of thing. It's yeah, it's a great way to connect with other people in the community. Wendy just asked me to give another thanks to the sponsors. So Pukunui, Blindside Networks, HRDNZ, iSpring, and Humanage, thank you ever so much for sponsoring the iMoot this year. And that is it for this year. In iMoot tradition, and I just wonder if, I can't remember if it makes any difference how people have joined this year, but in past years, we've invited anybody who wants to put their webcams on and give us all a big wave. And then we'll finish the wrap-up session. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for being part of iMoot. Turn your webcam on and say hi. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just be me. Okay, thank you, everybody. Lovely rest of your day. Have a great start of the week. And we'll all be in touch to let you know the plans for iMoot for 2016. So thank you.